Okay, so in this video, I'm gonna go over how to graph cosine now using DESMOS. In the previous video, we actually went ahead and we graphed it by hand, right? And we only used certain points, those points that were friendly to graph by hand. But with DESMOS, we can use all the coordinate points that we have labeled on our handout. What handout am I referring to? This one here, okay? So remember, for sine, we said at 0 radians, we were at 0 because we were looking at the y component of each coordinate at that radian value. But for cosine, we're going to be looking at the x component at that radian value. So for example, at 0 radians, or we could say 0 degrees in this case, we are at 1 now. Okay? So here we're going to say at 0 radians, we are at 1 now. Okay? And now, before I continue, let's go ahead and fix our screen here, our view, so that it better represents our function that we're graphing. So let's do that next. All right, so let's click on this graph settings icon. And on the x-axis, we're going to go ahead and say from 0 to 2 pi. And then the step for that, let's do pi over 12, just like we did for sine. Okay, for the y-axis, let's go from negative 1.5, let's just do negative 1.5 to 1.5. And our step would be 0.5, which is half. Okay? And then we're going to stay in radians. All right, and if you could see here, I'm going to just click and move a little to the left so you could see that we've already plotted our point. Okay? And then I'll go ahead and rearrange it so that on the y-axis, maybe it'll be best to go from negative 1. I'm sorry. On the y-axis, we're going to go from negative 1.5, like I said, to 1.5. But on the x-axis, let's make it from negative 1 to 2 pi. There we go. That way we could see our point. Okay, so now we said 0, 1. That was this one, right? 0 radians, we went to 1. Now, pi over 6, we're going to be at radical 3 over 2. So we're going to say parenthesis, pi over 6, comma, square root of 3 over 2. Okay? And then you're going to continue. Pi over 6, radical 3 over 2. Pi over 4, radical 2 over 2. So we're going to say pi over 4, square root of 2 over 2. Okay? Continue. Pi over 3, 1/2. So we're going to say pi over 3, comma, 1/2. Okay? Now, go ahead and continue, and I want you to plot all of the points. Remember, you're looking at the radian measure with the x component value now. And let's go ahead and do that all the way around the circle. I'll wait for you to do that as well.